What's good with it, boxing fans? It's your boy, PullCounterBoxing, coming at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing minds. Please subscribe to my channel for more hardcore boxing content. Hit that like button and subscribe, please. You know what I'm saying? My boxing family. Jaron Boots Ennis has signed with Showtime. He'll be facing Custio Clayton on May 14th on Showtime. So, Jaron Boots Ennis, you don't know who he'll be fighting in the rest of his contract. Now, he has a 3-fight deal with Showtime, and that means, we can look forward to seeing Showtime, showcase Jaron Boots Ennis, for the rest of the year in 2022. That means after this fight, he has 2 more fights, But I don't think there are fighters out there rushing up to fight Jaron Boots Ennis, Jaron Boots Ennis, even though he's not signed to the PBC, he fought his last 2 fights with the PBC. And that was Sergey Lipinets, and that was Thomas Delorme, and he knocked out both of them. So this fight with Clayton, well, actually his last 9 fights was shown on Showtime. So he messed with Showtime big time. So it looked like he will eventually. I don't know if he's going to remain a free agent like the rest of them, He just, do deals with PBC. But that's what it looks like, And, this fight with Clayton, it would be an IBF eliminator. And, Boots will be fighting as a co-main event. Now, this is big. He's fighting as a co-main event on Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano card, a co-main event. So this shows you that PBC is building this guy up and building his profile up, and that's pretty good. And of course, they fighting for undisputed at 154. So Jaron Boots Ennis has 28 wins, 0 losses, and 26 KOs. He got that 1 draw from Van Heerden, busting up his head, cool veteran move. I thought he was on his way to getting dusted. But he is a solid fighter. So Jaron Boots Ennis is considered dangerous, y'all. He's a really, top prospect. And his new deal with Showtime, hopefully, he's doing a smart thing basically, because PBC got all the welterweights, and they got all the chickens, and that's where the fox is going to go to hunt. Something we've been trying to tell Terrence Crawford, and Boots Ennis, he's just smart enough. His dad, he got his dad there to counsel him, and he's just smart enough to know to do that. So he's going to be fighting this Custio War Machine, they call him, Clayton. 14 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw. He's undefeated, of course, and he fought Sergey Lipinets to a draw, who got 16 wins, now 2 losses, and 12 KOs. Fought him in October 2020. Now, Ennis destroyed that same Sergey Lipinets in 6 rounds, right? Totally destroyed. And War Machine fought him to a draw. So he only had 1 fight. He had fought this dude called Cameron Keel, and he had 21 wins, 0 losses, 5 KOs, but he was like a journeyman type dude. And that's the only fight Clayton has had, or War Machine we'll call him, he's had since fighting his fight coming up with Jaron Boots Ennis. And War Machine, he's age 34. And he has a 69-inch reach. He's 5'9". So, I don't think he has a chance in hell. A chance is a snowball in hell to beat Ennis. But it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table. Now, I don't know about y'all, but, my boxing family, this fight, this IBF eliminator, it gives me vibes of when Earl Spence Jr. knocked out Leonard Bundu, because just like Boots Ennis, Spence was cutting through the divisions, And he was cutting through the division in such an impressive way, so he had like a looming presence, a boogeyman type, type of presence, for the other champions. And he was like an imminent threat. And that's what Boots feel like. Everyone in boxing, in the boxing universe, see the athletic ability, the speed, the power, the smooth footwork of Boots Ennis. But, is he indestructible, y'all? How is his punch resistance, online facing the other champions who, know how to make it do what it do? They know how to place punch. They got power, they know the tricks, of hiding the punches and, when to press the action, when to fall off, the big stage presence. Now, I am impressed with Boots' ability to adapt to every situation. He's knocked out, so many, 26 knockouts. That's impressive. But what happens when he gets it back? So that's going to be interesting to see who will be the first to try the young lion. And it's probably going to be at 154 when it comes to Boots Ennis because, all these other fighters are just getting around to, throwing leather, you know what I'm saying? So they don't want to, take a risk to fight Boots Ennis, which I think sucks because I want everybody to fight everybody. I don't care if he fights Jaron Spence Jr. I don't care. I want to see the best in the division, and I love all these guys. But I want to see them. I want to make sure they're the best. And even though I love them, I want to make sure that's what's happening. And so I say that because the struggle for Jaron Spence Jr. to make 147, over all these years, he's probably ready to go up to 154, and he's probably tired of struggling to make the weight at 147, but he wants to get undisputed first. In the fight, Boots Ennis, you probably want to be a little bit stronger at a heavier weight, so he can, have more of an advantage or more of a chance to, have an advantage of all that speed that man got, and, to be able to, have more of an anchor, at 154, Jaron Spence Jr. probably be a lot stronger, and I don't know if that'll help him win, but he'll have a better chance probably at 154. And Virgil Ortiz just had to fall out. I mean, he just had to fall out of his fight because he was suffering from cutting weight, so much weight to 147 too. It's a strain on his body. There's a science to cutting weight, and when you do it so often and you're supposed to be, at a heavier weight. Because these fighters, they fight at heavier weights to get an advantage. I mean, at lighter weights, sorry. They fight at a lighter weight to get an advantage. So when you cut weight, you got to make sure it's done, in a scientific manner. And it affects your performance. We've seen it affect Jaron Spence's performance, cutting weight, cutting a lot of weight. And it affects your speed, it affects your timing, your stamina. And, look at Teofimo Lopez versus Kambosos. Look at Oscar De La Hoya versus Manny Pacquiao. Roy Jones Jr. versus Antonio Tava. So you can see Boots and Spence, fight at 154, real soon, because I see them building up Jaron Boots Ennis, and they fast tracking him by putting him on the undisputed card of Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano. And, shout out to, Boots Ennis because looked like he's a real brother because, when Fight Hype tried to, tried to lure him into saying something negative about Jaron Spence Jr., lifestyle, he was just like, yo, everybody different, you know what I mean? He said, shoot, if you do something, like, drinking or whatever, it could catch up with you. But he didn't apply that to Earl. He just said that in general. But, the guy tried to get him to say something bad about, just push a narrative that, jumping on that Brian Cobbs thing, trying to get Boots to say, hey, Jaron Spence Jr., he's not living clean. So I see that they, that Boots Ennis, he's smart, he's intelligent, he can speak for himself, he's articulate, and he's not going to fall for, trying to trash his brothers, to get ahead. So that's something I was impressed about him. You know what I'm saying? I said, shit, this kid here, he got a lot of potential, man. These kids are sharp, and he's media savvy. And, I don't know if it's those glasses he be wearing, but the kid, you know what I'm saying, he look like he's, he's ahead of the class, you know what I mean? He always wearing that backpack like he in school. But, he take that shit off, he probably beat your ass. So, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. And I'm looking forward to seeing him fight Custio Clayton, as I know you all are, my boxing family. And you know what, I'd like to thank you guys for, for watching my videos. I see, I'm starting to catch on a little bit. Maybe it's the graphics, I don't know. But I appreciate, all the support, and I'm coming up with a comic book coming out with fantasy matchups, and I'm working on that. So I'm real busy, and y'all try to give me some support for that. Let's show out, and I'll see you guys. But that's all I got. I'll see you guys in the next one, and you know what I'm saying? As I always say, law don't go right here, law dog. You're savvy. See you in the next one, guys.
I bet they make a movie when I die just to talk about my life. They need an actor to portray. I ain't settling for nothing that be under an M. There's only one of me, there's 100 of them. Gotta listen close, I drop hundreds of gems. From the start, no, I wasn't pretend. With the world on my back, had to drop my own ego. Problems at the crib, we couldn't fix at Home Depot. Dad was on tilt, mom's off the vino. Room full of smoke like we lived in a casino. She know, day I moved out is when I opened my eyes. Looking for the truth like God show me a sign. I'm not religious or the holiest kind.
Music licensing reimagined.
I was running around the city, man, I knew I had to make some. Wasn't raised a thief, but if I had to, I would take some. Worked the Frito-Lay, I was writing on my break, son.